Hello, friends. Welcome back to the Lotus Life podcast. It's so wonderful to have you. Today's episode is about taking action. This is one of my most favorite topics to talk about and to activate within you. I have this gift of being able to start projects, ideas, new jobs, new ventures, new anything a million times over. I am always creating something new. And I don't have difficulty with starting new projects, with actually taking action. However, I have been able to look back on some of the bigger projects that I've done most recently and figure out how I got to the place where I have been able to take action. And that's what this podcast is going to be about, just kind of bringing you through some of the skills, the daily habits, the mindsets, the routines that I've done personally through just trial and error and kind of figuring it out on my own. Well, also, I've learned some of these tricks of the trade, if you want to call it that, from some of the top mentors in the world, like Victoria Washington, Natalia Benson, Brendan Burchard, Tony Robbins, and a number of other people as well have really influenced the way I approach my mornings, the way I think, and also I leverage all of my undergrad and graduate work in psychology and cognitive science and human-computer interaction and what I know about neuroscience to leverage the human brain that we have to create amazing capabilities so that instantaneously we're just taking action on your life. And so I'm going to give you some ideas on how to get started yourself. I'm also going to give you some skills and some mindset hacks so that you're not getting stuck and procrastinating on things that are important to you. So stick around. I can't wait to talk about taking action with you. Okay, so one of the most important things I think we just need to talk about right out of the gate is that your brain is plastic. Your brain is malleable. Your brain has the ability to change, and it is right now. Listening to these words, going about your day, you're constantly taking in information, and your brain is changing in relationship to the sensory information that it is taking in. That is one of the beauties of our brain. Now, your ability to change, to say, learn a new language drops significantly as we age. Your ability, certain cognitive abilities will decline lightly as we age. But we now know that you can affect that through exercise. You can slow down the decay of your brain through proper nutrition, through getting good sleep, through mindset, through moving your body is so very, very important for your mental health and mental cognitive longevity, you guys. Do not neglect the importance of exercise, yoga, and just walking in general, okay? If you get anything from this podcast, just please move your body. So your brain is an adaptable machine. So anything that you want to learn how to do, anything that you want to get better in, we just simply need to constantly put that activity on your brain. We need to constantly be around it. We need to constantly be doing it. And at some point, the neurons that are firing together to do this new activity will start to wire together. Neurons that fire together, wire together, is a cute little catchline of Hebbian theory or Hebbian philosophy, which is literally that. When certain neurons in your brain are firing together to do a specific task, like learning to play the piano, over time, it'll just keep firing those same neuronal pathways, those same areas of the brain for that task. Let's say in this context again, playing piano, that the brain goes, okay, this must be important. They keep doing this. And the brain is designed to be efficient because the less cognitive resources it uses, the less energy it needs, right? Like if you're doing a huge complex task, you better be fueled up with carbs. You better have eaten. Think about when you're trying to problem solve something and you're hungry, no, doesn't work. Why? Because your brain needs fuel. So, and then sometimes in caveman days, there wasn't a lot of fuel around. You could go days without food. And so if you're doing complex tasks that require a lot of metabolism, we might put ourselves in danger of actually dying. So the brain is evolutionary wired to be an efficiency machine, which means that the more you do something, the faster it will wire those neurons together to then create an information highway where you're suddenly doing things faster. That's why all of a sudden you get these breakthrough moments of, wow, I must be learning this. I'm getting better. This is where our proficiency and efficiency increase. Same thing happens when I'm going to the gym. Like I just took a week off to go on vacation. I just started going back. My muscles, even though it's just a week, they atrophied. And now I've got a relearned feeling in the body, especially when I take like months off from the gym, which I don't do so much anymore. But there was a time in my life where I was in school and I'd go for months without hitting the gym because I was just too busy. Which actually was like the worst thing. I really could have used the gym during that time to help me decrease stress. But anyhow, when you go back after taking some time off, you almost have to relearn how to do the equipment, relearn how to do the motions of the weightlifting and the weight training. And then your body also has to get used to breaking down muscle and rebuilding, and you're really sore. But then all of a sudden, there's like a plateau where you're not as sore. You feel very comfortable again in the gym. You're using the equipment like a pro. There's very little wait time. Maybe you remember that you could watch videos before you go in and you feel inspired and you're getting more pumped up. And because you're pumped up and you're getting really passionate, you're actually more efficient. So all of this is to say that if you want to start taking action on anything, you have to start practicing taking action on anything. I'm going to say that one more time. If you want to take action on anything, you want to get a new job, you want to go ask someone out on a date, you want to start a podcast, you want to buy a home, you want to travel the world, you want to move, whatever it is, you want to take action, but you just haven't found the guts yet. You have to start practicing taking action on anything. And my number one trick for you is to help you understand that you don't need to take action on big things all the time. In fact, take action on small, low bar things and get used to it. Practice taking action. Because listen, when you start to tell your brain, now, we move now, listen to me, we're going to take action now, you will begin to start practicing, and taking action will get easier and easier. Most people don't do that. Most people let their brain tell them when they're going to take action. And the problem there is your brain is wired by old stories, old patterns of behaviors, old constructs, old paradigms given to you by your parents, given to you by society. And those old patterns will make you go, why? Well, how are you going to do that? Like, I get why you want to do it, but wait, where are we going to get the money? And you don't know how to do that. And when have you ever done anything like that? So you probably won't be. Like, everyone will make fun of you. Everyone's going to ask you questions. People are going to be so weirded out by you doing this. And then what are you going to say about, like, all of these questions on how to do it? And then you start to question, well, am I good enough for that? And so when we're in the head like that, we are listening. We're a slave to the conditions and the pattern of thinking of your mind. You have to take ownership of that. You have to tell the mind what you're doing. So what you want to do is start with some low bar tasks, low bar activities, and just start taking action on it. One example is get up and go to the gym in the morning. You might not want to, and that's perfect, because going to the gym, it might be right up the road. You can pack your bag the night before. Yes, you're going to be tired in the morning, but guess what? The chances of you getting out of bed and going to the gym are probably pretty high because it's pretty painless. And also, if you think about how you're going to feel after the gym, it's amazing, right? Like, visualize your body. I do that all the time. I visualize my body, how I want it to look, which motivates me to go to the gym. I visualize my bank account and how much money I want in it, which motivates me to start thinking of and innovating the next course. I think about the amount of love I want and relationship and impact I want to make in the world, and that motivates me to go live on Instagram. That motivates me to do my newsletter. That motivates me to do these podcasts. Because honestly, if you don't visualize your future state and how it's going to make you feel, you're not going to do anything in your present state. If you don't visualize your future state and how it's going to make you feel and how awesome that is, you're not going to do shit in your present state. So that's sort of like the factor number 2 is, factor number 1 is start to practice on small things just to get the habit of taking action down. Tell your brain you're in control now. When I say jump, you jump, right? There's no question anymore. So you got to train that relationship. You got to practice that relationship. Otherwise, your brain, with all the old stories on it from life, is going to come in and sabotage you every single time, and you're not going to get shit done. The second thing is you got to visualize what's life going to be like when I'm doing this. Oh my God, I'm going to be healthy. I'm going to be in shape. People are going to be like, damn, you work out, girl. I'm like, yeah, I do. And when I go on the beach, I'm just like, take my shirt off and like, I'm going to be like ripped. And I'm almost 40. So I'm like, what if I'm in the best shape of my life at 40? People are going to be like, you look 30. And like, when I'm 50, people are going to be like, you look like you're 40. And like, that's such a cool thing. And not only that, but like, I'm going to be healthy on the inside, because typically when you start working out, your body craves different things and you just sort of naturally fall into eating better. And you can't really get the body of your dreams if you're eating junk food. So like, you're just like eating better and drinking water and getting good sleep just comes with the territory of working out. So the outside of you is going to look amazing. The inside of you is going to be healthy as shit. Now, what about connecting with people and making money and being able to circulate money through an economy of love? It's important that you make money, because those of you that listen to this podcast, I know a little bit about you guys. You love supporting small businesses. You love long-term self-education. You're lifelong learners. That means you're loving investing in the courses that I have. You have other coaches. You have other people that you're buying from. You love fine things of life too, especially if there's a local artist that made it. You guys love circulating money through the hands of small businesses. You also love like creatives, and you love empowering them and really feeling a part of a community. Guess what? You need to make money so that you can give. And then those people will support you. It's a back and forth. So like, it's really valuable to say to yourself, I want to make more money. Then the cool thing is you get to go, well, how do I get to do that? What's the exchange going to be so that I'm in a situation where I'm making more money? That's where we get to be really creative, and we start to think about our why. We start to think about our mission. When you can focus on your mission, when you can think about, oh my God, once I start doing this, I'm going to be influencing and impacting other human beings on this planet. Because I can't even tell you how beautiful it is right now. Some of you, you message me on social media or you email me and you're telling me about how you're handling a divorce. You tell me about how my podcast helped you buy a new home in Florida. Shout out to who you are. It's incredible. You tell me how your friend just passed away and you're sad, yet you still feel like you're maintaining your joy and love in life because of the work we've been doing with manifesting. You tell me that you're finally taking action on doing some of these manifesting courses and taking care of your physical space to make room for these important things. Shout out to who you know. Like there's so many of you who are like, Kim, thank you. And I can't tell you enough how much that means to me. That is what I visualized is down the road, people saying that back to me. That's what kept me going. Are you guys getting what I'm saying here? Like, it wasn't that I was just like, I'm going to start a podcast because I feel like talking. I said, no, I want to create a podcast because I want to help people change their lives. I created a podcast and I'm now recording them in YouTube. So there's a video component too, because I want to reach more people, because I think that what I say and how I teach it is really important and valuable. And I may not influence millions of people, but I'm happy with 50 or 60. I'm happy with 5. Like, you guys are an amazing audience. And And one of the cool things about just getting started now and having a smaller audience is that I know almost all of you, and we talk one way or another, either in person or email or social media. And that feeling of connection is the most success I've ever felt in my life. So a huge thank you to you guys for being the most incredible community and support that I've ever experienced, and for making this job, my career, possible. But my point in sharing that with you was to thank you, but then also to say, I focused on that before I even created the podcast, before I knew some of you, before I was able to influence you and impact you and have you say back to me, hey, Kim, that podcast has changed my life. Before any of that happened, I had to visualize that happening, and I had to feel it in my body. And that feeling amplifies my why. And now I've got a mission. Now it feels real because I made it feel real in my body, right? If it's in your head, there's no feeling attached to it. You're not doing the human being thing of feeling. You're just thinking. And I'm telling you, anyone can think, but it takes a really special person to go, I'm going to allow myself to feel what that's going to be like when I own it, when I'm doing it, when it's real. I want to feel it now. That is the biggest takeaway that you can have from this podcast. Make it about the feeling. Charge yourself with the feeling. Amplify yourself. Electrify yourself with the feeling of why you want what you want. Over time, your brain's just going to go, well, for crying out loud, let's just go fucking do it. You keep saying and you keep showing me the feelings, and it feels fucking amazing. Why aren't we doing it yet? Well, the reason you're not doing it is because you haven't practiced it. So we need both happening. You need the feeling of why. Why is this